They said it was just fiction. But Stranger Things is based on something terrifyingly real. From government experiments to erased scenes and hidden symbolism, these are 10 secrets. Stranger Things fans were never meant to discover. You'll never watch the show the same way again. Did you know that Stranger Things wasn't even supposed to be called that? The Duffer Brothers originally pitched it as Montauk, and that's no coincidence. In the 1980s, rumors swirled about a secret government facility at Camp Hero in Montauk, New York. Witnesses claimed children were kidnapped for mind control experiments. Sound familiar? The alleged experiments included developing psychic abilities, time travel, and even contact with other dimensions. One supposed survivor claimed he was forced to stare at a monster he had manifested with his mind, a monster that came through a portal. What if I told you declassified documents confirm the government DID conduct bizarre experiments there? The truth behind Hawkins' lab isn't just clever writing, it's hidden history. Netflix doesn't want you connecting to your favorite show. It's the only one. Eleven's words in Season 2 weren't just a plot device. The show deliberately plants clues about other test subjects throughout all seasons. 8 we've met. But what about 1 through 10? What about 12 and beyond? Pay close attention to the lab flashbacks. You'll spot children with different abilities in the background. Some control fire, others manipulate electricity. The Duffer Brothers confirmed in a buried interview that the other subjects are out there, some alive, some not. Netflix quickly had this statement removed from most publications. Why? Because it reveals too much about where the final season is heading. The lab didn't just want to open gates. They were building an army, and some of those soldiers are still out there, hiding in plain sight. The Upside Down isn't just a scary parallel dimension. It's a deliberate metaphor for trauma and depression that the creators don't discuss publicly. Notice how the Upside Down is literally our world, but decayed, dark, and suffocating. How the particles floating in the air resemble medication. How characters who enter it face their deepest fears. When Will was trapped there, he was literally trapped in his trauma. The vines that grew in his body represent how trauma changes us from within. The Mind Flayer's possession, that's depression taking control. Netflix markets the show as sci-fi horror, but they're secretly telling a story about mental health, hiding profound meaning behind monsters and mayhem. Why? Because addressing these themes directly would change how you perceive the entire series. Hawkins' lab wasn't invented from thin air. It's based on the CIA's Project MK-Ultra, a real mind control program that operated from 1953 to 1973. Just like in the show, MK-Ultra used unwilling subjects, many of them children. They administered drugs, performed sensory deprivation, and conducted psychological torture, all to develop mind control techniques and psychic weapons against the Soviets. The bath tank. 11 uses. That's straight from declassified MK-Ultra files on sensory deprivation experiments. Dr. Brenner's methods mirror those of real MK-Ultra scientist Dr. Ewan Cameron. What Netflix doesn't want you to realize is just how accurately they've portrayed these experiments. The most disturbing parts of the show aren't fiction. They're history with a thin supernatural veneer. Did you know Netflix has quietly altered scenes from earlier seasons? Fans who purchased physical copies noticed differences when comparing to current streaming versions. The most notorious example, Jonathan's voyeuristic photography scene from Season 1. In the original, he clearly takes photos of Nancy without consent. In the modified version, the framing subtly changes to make his actions seem less predatory. Netflix claims they've never altered past episodes, but the evidence suggests otherwise. Why change history? Because as the show grew in popularity, certain character behaviors became problematic for their image. There are rumors of entire cut storylines, including one about Dr. Brenner's personal connection to the children. What else have they hidden from us between seasons? The Demogorgon isn't just a cool monster name the kids borrowed from Dungeons and Dragons. Its origins reveal the show's deeper mythology that Netflix keeps under wraps. In classical literature, the Demogorgon is described as a primordial deity so powerful that merely speaking its name brings death. Milton's Paradise Lost places it among the most ancient forces of chaos. The Duffer Brothers didn't randomly choose this name. The Demogorgon represents primal fear itself, the thing that exists in the space between reality and nightmare. Look closely at its flower-like head. It's not just scary design, it's symbolic of how beauty and horror exist side by side. The monster literally blooms before it consumes. This is why it's drawn to blood, not just for hunting, but because it feeds on both life and death simultaneously. This mythological connection suggests the Upside Down isn't just a parallel dimension. It's something far older and more fundamental to reality itself. Hawkins. Indiana doesn't exist, but it's based on several real locations with disturbing histories that Netflix doesn't publicize. The primary inspiration, Montauk, obviously, but also West Lafayette, Indiana, home to Purdue University, which conducted government-funded mind research in the 1970s. Another inspiration is Oak Ridge, Tennessee, a town literally built around a secret government facility that worked on the Manhattan Project. Like Hawkins, it was a place where normal life existed alongside classified experiments. The Hawkins National Laboratory's design closely resembles several real facilities, including the now abandoned Edgewood Arsenal, where chemical testing was conducted on soldiers without proper consent. By basing Hawkins on these real locations, the show isn't just telling a story. It's asking us to question what might be happening in small towns across America right now. Will's possession in Season 2 has a hidden meaning that changes everything about his character, one that Netflix has actively avoided confirming. Notice how the Mind Flayer specifically targets Will, how Will sensed the Upside Down before anyone else, how he could survive there when no one else could. The theory Netflix doesn't want discussed. Will has latent psychic abilities similar to Eleven's. His artistic talents and episodes before any supernatural events are subtle clues. His mother's emotional instability suggests she may have been part of early MK-Ultra experiments while pregnant. The Mind Flayer didn't choose Will randomly. It sensed his untapped power. This explains why he's been sidelined in recent seasons. His full potential would solve too many problems too quickly. Watch the final season closely. Will's true nature may finally be revealed, confirming what attentive fans have suspected all along.
Max, get away from the door. What? Get away from the door!
The show's 80s references go far deeper than the obvious nods to Star Wars and Dungeons and Dragons. There's an entire layer of horror film connections that completely change how you should interpret key scenes. Vecna's method of killing mirrors. Freddy Krueger's dream invasions from Nightmare on Elm Street. The Mind Flayer's assimilation of bodies is straight from John Carpenter's The Thing. But the most disturbing connection? The entire concept of the Upside Down mirrors the further from Insidious, suggesting everything we're seeing might be happening in a psychic realm, not a physical one. These aren't just homages, they're clues. By understanding these references, you can predict where the story is heading. The Duffer Brothers are telling us the ending through their influences, hiding the truth in plain sight for only the most dedicated horror fans. In 2022, a production assistant leaked key details about the final season that Netflix immediately scrubbed from the internet. But nothing truly disappears online. According to the leak, the final season will reveal that the Upside Down isn't just a parallel dimension. It's our future. The monsters aren't invading our world. They're what humanity becomes after a catastrophic event that 11 accidentally triggers. This explains why the Upside Down appears frozen on the day Will disappeared. It's not a coincidence. It's the moment everything changed. The entire show isn't about preventing an invasion. It's about preventing an apocalyptic time loop. Netflix denied the leak and threatened legal action against anyone sharing it. Why such an extreme reaction if it wasn't true? Watch how the final season unfolds. You'll see these rumors quietly confirmed, episode by episode. So there you have it. 10 disturbing secrets that transform Stranger Things from simple entertainment into something far more sinister. Next time you watch, pay attention to these hidden truths. The real horror isn't the monsters or the Upside Down. It's how much of this fiction is based on our own dark reality. Subscribe for more revelations Netflix doesn't want you to know.